Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here to celebrate the fact that we've made it all the way to episode 11 in season 4. My name is Mick Cox, and I am with
Wiley. Okay, you did it for me.
I did.
I'm
Where
okay
are
with
you
it.
from? Where are you from?
Iron Mountain, Michigan. But I'm here right now in Chicago, Illinois.
I was going to say, everybody should know by now where we're all from. So
Yeah, everyone should know.
Jerks. But this episode is special. This is the one with Matt freaking Traxler. Yes.
Yeah, very special to us. Should be special to you too.
Yeah, it should be. But this is the one with Matt freaking Traxler.
Oh dang! From Steadfast Records, it's
Steadfast Records, 6
and
feet deep.
He's got a beautiful mustache going.
He does.
The Mario mustache.
You know, I was thinking more Ted Lasso.
Ooh,
yeah,
I like that. I like that. It's got a little bit more gray in it, but I like it.
Yeah. It was cool because we were thinking, like, Matt and I go all the way back to probably 1994.
You do.
Actually, you know what? This is going to be crazy. I actually think we played a show with them at the end of 93. I graduated from high school in 1993. Jeez. And I think we played a show with them in Dayton, Ohio at the end of 93. That's crazy.
That is
crazy. A long time ago.
So, that is a very long time ago.
So it's always been fun to know that in the last few years, being able to reconnect with Matt with some of the Zayo stuff, with some of the stuff that we've done, you know, recently with Redline, and, you know, even knowing that you guys in 2 Minute Money are doing stuff with him. It's just kind of cool that that's come full circle.
Yeah.
It's a weird life.
And Matt is like super rad. He's super easy to talk to. He is starting his own business, so
yeah,
if you own stuff printed, you will hear about it.
Yeah. So worlds kind of collided in the middle of the podcast. It was kind of cool.
It was really cool. I got carried away a little bit, but I don't care. It was fun.
No, it was exciting, and it was and let people know about it, and an awesome opportunity for other people to get hooked up with, to help other, which is what Matt's always done, like to help bands, to help artists get stuff out. So it's just like another aspect of that. So it's just really cool to see that happen. So yeah.
Well, we should say to the listeners that Matt played guitar in 6 Feet Deep. I think you just said that, but But what I think we didn't say even in the interview, which if you listen closely enough, you'll get it. But he played guitar in the band Branston, which was really big band in the 90s. He didn't really say he played guitar in the band, though. He just kind of talked about.
That's right. He just talked about the band itself.
But he just talked about the band itself. And the whole time I'm thinking, like, I don't know if people are going to know. So, but then I thought, I'll say it in the intro. Here we are. It's being said. But he's just such a rad dude. Like, you basically hooked me up with that dude. And he's been nothing but kind and willing to help when he can. And he's very honest about if he can't, which I really appreciate.
Oh, yeah.
Good dude. Glad we got him on the podcast. So we had to switch some stuff around. We were supposed to have some other people. It didn't work out. And he was supposed to be later in the summer. So I'm glad this actually happened.
Yeah, he like jumped right in and was like, yeah, man, I'll do it.
Yep.
So, yeah. I don't know. It was awesome. We were talking, there it is. We were talking Branston, and I was just trying to find my Branston cassette.
Which one you got?
Letterbox, the reissue one. Which is a rad. If you haven't listened to Branston's first album, Letterbox, it is so freaking good.
You're talking about this one right here?
That's the one I'm talking about. Do you have the green cassette?
I don't. I have purple.
Oh, the purple's so cool too. Yeah. So seriously, if you haven't got that album yet, I think he has a few more left. You need to go grab it. You can get it on 12-inch or cassette, I think. Yeah. Any of the Branston stuff that he's reissued has been really good.
Yeah, I got a few of his cassettes.
Yeah, good stuff.
I'm a fan of Matt. I think you're going to be a fan of him when you hear this.
Yes.
This episode. It goes a little slow, but that's sort of his demeanor, right? He's smooth and chill.
Matt's real chill, so you feel that out, and so it definitely helps.
Not a bad thing.
No, it'll definitely it has a very calming experience, and I think it comes through in the interview.
Yeah, if you're in a big city like I am, and you're stuck in day traffic, put it on. Listen to him. He'll chill you right out. You won't even care about stopping. For 20 minutes to one stop sign like I did today on the way to work.
Dang.
Oh my gosh. They were doing construction right by my work, and I swear to go between one stoplight to the next stoplight seriously took 21 minutes. I timed it.
Wow. You mean there's construction going on in Chicago? No
Dude,
way.
but they decided to do it at an intersection at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Come on.
They don't. The city doesn't care. It doesn't matter what city you're in.
No one cares. No one cares about nothing.
No
one cares about anything. Let's start this episode. Let's get a little positive up in here. No one cares.
No, all right. We'll kick this one off. Here we go. All right. Hey, welcome to the Coffee and Hardcore podcast. I'm here, Mick Cox. I got Wiley Willis from Chicago with me.
Yeah.
And we have a very special guest with us on this episode. Special. Matt Traxler from Steadfast Records. What's going on, man?
Oh, hello. Yeah. So good to see your
doing?
Beautiful mustached face.
Well, thank you so much. It's great to see both of you. It's been a long time. Wiley, I talked to you here and there, and Mick, I just see your Instagram post, so it's great to catch your face and hear your voice all at once. Good times.
Nice.
Yeah,
because I was trying to think back, like how long ago was it? Like when we all was it 94 or 95?
Yeah, I just rewrote I redid the Steadfast site, and I was kind of, for the first time ever, kind of writing a short bio about the label for the site. And I had those dates wrong because I had been telling people like I started this in 96, but then when I was looking at stuff, all the dates were 95 and some of that was 94 probably as well. But yeah, it's been a long time.
I know.
Decades even.
Yeah, didn't you guys live together for a while?
No, we just would spend pretty much every other weekend in Cleveland at 12th and Middle.
Did you and Brian Gray live together?
Yeah, Brian lived there.
Brian
lived at 12th and Middle. That house was infamous. It was fun. We were all just like fresh out of moving out of parents' house into the first house with friends, and it just felt cool. It was just a
party,
just a good time. Yeah, kind of just straight edge party.
And Tim Mann lived there too?
No, he didn't live there. He may have stayed there.
I get confused. There's like two houses that everyone lived in then in the California area, right?
Oh yeah, in California there are a couple houses with all those. I think there was like one legendary one, and then there was like another one like either after it or in tandem. I can't remember, but
because I knew Crucified Dudes lived with Tim, and then Brian lived in that house too.
Yeah, Brian did double duty. He was on both coasts, or I guess West Coast and Midwest. But
yeah. Okay, so that's how that happened. I always get it confused. So so he was in 6 Feet Deep, but not with you, right?
Yeah, Brian.
Oh, he was. Yeah.
Are you talking about Brian?
Brian Gray.
Or are you talking about Mick? Okay.
No, Brian Gray.
Yeah. Towards the end, we had some lineup changes with 6 Feet Deep, and Brian came and played Did he play bass or guitar?
He played bass.
Man, that's all a blur. Yeah.
He played bass.
Yeah, he played bass, and Clank actually played guitar.
Yep.
I think that was all at the same time. And then I think we went to Texas with Zayo. I remember doing shows with that lineup with Zayo right around the time All Else Failed was either being recorded or came out.
Yeah.
So that was your first release, Steadfast Records, right?
That was the first full-length release. I had 2 7-inches also with Zayo, split 7-inches with Zayo.
So Zayo was your first band?
Yes. Yeah. They started like I was getting the itch to do stuff, and then we were doing these shows with Zayo, and it just was like it kind of made it a reality, because it was like I wanted to do this thing. I had all this like exposure to all these people doing it, and it became like I saw that I could make records. Like all of a sudden I saw other people doing it, and I was like, oh, I can do this. I want to do this. And then we were playing with Zayo, and it just kind of happened, like, let's make a record together.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah, that's I remember we talked about the split with Outkast,
mm-hmm.
and which we had all played shows together, because they were from Dayton. They were from the Dayton area. Yeah. And I can't remember if it was at Cornerstone or before we got to Cornerstone, but I just remember it was like a 3-page piece, 3 pieces of paper, and you had like what we were going to do. And I remember, I'm pretty sure the 7-inch was on there, and maybe the album. I can't remember, but we were all standing around. It was after we watched somebody, then we were all sitting around at the back of the one tent, and I remember we all looked at it, and then we finally signed it. And I don't know if we gave it back to you at Cornerstone or waited till we got home. I don't remember.
Man, that's so cool. Yeah. That's really cool. Amazing.
And then
so how did that all happen though? Like so this was your first release, Matt, and did you guys know that he was doing records or wanted to do records?
I think there was a couple conversations, and it would have been more with Jesse, because I know Jesse liked to talk a whole lot, which, he was the guy who got everything for Zayo. Like, he got all the shows. He's the one who somehow got us connected to play with 6 Feet Deep. So I'm sure him and Matt talked a ton. And I just remember Jesse telling us, like, hey, Matt's starting something and wants to put out stuff. And we were like, I just remember conversations with Roy, because we were so excited, because Matt and everybody was our friends. Like, we spent so much time up in Cleveland, like, because we felt like at home here in Parkersburg in Ohio, like there was no real connection. There was nothing happening in the scene at all. So we just played with 6 Feet Deep a lot. So to us, it's like, oh wow, we get to do more stuff with our friends. So
yeah, it was so cool those days. Just like that whole community, like having friends just come up and like you just play just for the weekend or just the day or the afternoon, and there were always like 30 other bands, and you make friends with everybody, and it was just, I just love that stuff. It was such a good time. But yeah, that was basically how it came to be. Like, we were just spending a lot of time together, and I was really, I think I was doing a zine at the time, and I really had the itch to put out a record and just kind of make that a reality. And so, yeah, it just kind of happened with Zayo. That split happened, and then it was like, as soon as that was done, I wanted to do more. The second one just kind of happened. I think it was like just months later, maybe a year or so later. But I feel like it wasn't that long in between the two. And then I think at that point, that was when we're like, okay, let's sign and do like a real full record. So yeah, then we tracked down, I don't remember how we found Spider Studio. If you guys had secured that, or if somebody else did.
I just remember the guys in Ascension. There was a band called Ascension, and it was the guys from that band. And I don't know. I don't know how that came to be.
Okay.
So,
but and it was close to us. I think it was, maybe 15, 20 minutes away from where we were at. So it was like super convenient, and Mike produced the record. And I just remember like going in there and like watching it being made in like small chunks. And at that time, I hadn't had a whole lot of experience in the studio. I think I'd sat in on the last 6 Feet Deep record, but that may have been it. I don't know. Maybe I was in some of the first 6 Feet Deep too. But anyways, I hadn't spent that much time there, and it was so cool to see it happening in real time, and then just to hear the record. It was such a progression from the 7 inches to hearing you guys in the studio with this thing. It just blew me away. It was so insane. It was like something I had never heard. It was like the first time I heard like South of Heaven or something. It was just this like massive, heavy thing that I hadn't really experienced before. And it just like it just changed everything. It just blew me away. And it was just like really kind of a new thing. And it felt so cool to be a part of that. So thank you.
So this is All Else Fails, right?
Yes.
So was this the record, Mick, in the Lesser Lights of Heaven DVD where the guy comes in and hits record and Sean screams and the guy leaves to get a soda and comes back and he's still screaming?
Yeah, that's it. It's that one. Yeah.
That's
he was
awesome.
like, what? Is this the same take?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's amazing. So a question I have for both of you sort of is, so you kind of, Steadfast got the All Else Fails record recorded, right? Like you guys paid for the recording and everything, got it set up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when Tooth and Nail finally picked you guys up, did they have to buy the rights from you, Matt?
I don't know the answer to this question.
No.
Oh, no, they didn't. No, because they didn't re-release that album. It was re-recorded, so it was the same.
That
song.
was going to be my next question. It was re-recorded.
Yeah.
For Tooth and Nail.
Yeah, and so
the one that you own the recordings, just not the songs.
Correct. The
so
band
when you put this out, well,
yes.
not when you signed a Tooth and Nail.
Oh, right. Yeah, they may have signed the songs away. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But so when you put this out, this is a different set of recordings than the Tooth and Nail one. And to the listeners, I'm showing the Steadfast tape of All Else Fails cassette tape. Okay. Wow. I didn't know that. That is really cool.
That was
because
that was like a weird moment because I remember the guys because we were on the road with Strong Arm, and I remember those guys pushing really hard to get on Tooth and Nail, and we were kind of in that weird spot. And I don't know, that was it was a weird period of time because they wanted us then when we did do something with Tooth and Nail, they wanted us to re-record everything, and being young and dumb and not knowing what's really going on.
Yeah.
Was that weird to re-record a record you had already recorded?
It is now looking back, like I'm 48, so I'm looking back at when I would have been 19, 20, not really knowing everything that's going on. And like for me, like I'm looking at it like I'm hanging with friends. And so I'm, we were hanging with 6 Feet Deep, and now we're hanging with Strong Arm and hanging out with all these people, and all that came up. And I remember I look back on it now and going, man, I don't think I really knew what was going on. But they really wanted us to go in and re-record everything. And now looking back at it, I'm like, that's why they wanted now that's why they wanted us to re-record everything.
So they didn't have to buy the rights.
Yeah, that's what I never knew that. They never talked to me about it, so I didn't know if they didn't want to buy the rights to the recording, or if they didn't approve of like the quality, like they didn't like it for some reason. But man, I didn't know anything. I still don't know anything, but I didn't know anything even more back then.
Right.
If they would have offered me like $2,000 for it, I probably would have said, "Oh yeah, okay, here." It probably would have been so much cheaper than re-recording. But so I don't really know. But I was never sure if they, they had their own producers and studios that they wanted their.
Well, did Jesse let you know? Did he at least say like we're going through tooth and nail now?
Oh yeah, I mean, I knew they were going to tooth and nail. I don't remember like if Jesse let me know or how any of that went, but I knew they were going. I wasn't mad or like had any any sort of bad experience over it. But yeah,
man. So Mick, what set of recordings do you like better, the tooth and nail ones or the Steadfast ones? Honestly,
if you listen to All Else Failed, there is 3 or 4, maybe 5 parts that, in my opinion, never quite transcended into the Splinter sessions. Like they're way heavier in the All Else Failed. Like there's a dive bomb in one song on All Else Failed that never got. Like I know we recorded it, but it never translated well, I guess. And plus, we went from, when you're recording in a studio with a bunch of guys who are also in a hardcore band, and you're the guy that's producing the record is in a hardcore band, and Matt's there, like everybody's kind of has the same passion. So it was different as opposed to going to the place where we recorded Splinter, which had, I can't remember his name. I know he did a Jawbox record. He's famous for that and a bunch of other stuff. And his studio is famous. And I know Christian wise, I know he did Goaty Hooks records and stuff like that in Maryland. But I don't know if he ever really did a hardcore band before. So I know he mixed some stuff from Metallica once or something like that. And like he's like a legit like producer and recorder, engineer and all that. But it was just a different feeling altogether.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the same.
Let me ask you this. There's 2 All Else Failed on Zayo's Spotify. There's one that says All Else Failed in 1996 with the angel with the nose all messed up. Then there's All Else Failed 2018 remaster with the same cover as the one that Matt released, Steadfast. Are those 2 separate recordings then? Is one of those the Steadfast one and then the other one the Tooth and Nail one?
No.
Those are both. It might be the same. Yeah, it might be the remaster and the original not remastered one didn't get taken down. I don't know. But I've definitely had some like the distribution stuff I use for digital stuff. I have like I know there's like duplicates of stuff out there on some of the platforms. It's super annoying. Yeah. I haven't done the work to figure out which should be where, and it's just obnoxious, and every once in a while that comes up. So that might be a case of that. But I think the Tooth and Nail version is streaming.
Yeah,
but I'm not positive.
It is. Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's 2 up. That's what I was just wondering if one was the Tooth and Nail and one was the Steadfast.
Well, there's a weird ass like Tooth and Nail one that has the weird picture on the front of some dude's face.
It's like a different illustration.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not talking. I'm not talking about the later redone one, because the new band redid that one later, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about, if you look on the Spotify, the first 2 releases are It's All Else Failed with the album cover with the angel with the nose missing. But then there's another All Else Failed that says 2018 remaster, and it has the same cover that Steadfast released. And so I was wondering if that was the Steadfast one, and then the one under it was the original one from Tooth and Nail. I guess I shouldn't say original. No, they're re-recorded.
Those would both be Steadfast. The one with the angel faces on it. Yeah, those are both Steadfast.
Yeah, the Tooth and Nail one has like an illustrated cover, I believe.
Yeah.
I feel like it had like an anime kind of vibe to it, but I could be misremembering that.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay. I like to know the back stories to all that stuff, because I'm a nerd.
So Matt, I found something.
Okay.
I found a Steadfast Records summer catalog 1996.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh yeah,
nice.
dude, the little guy.
Oh man, that's so cool.
And so it would have been the pictures that were from the Texas tour. But
okay, yeah.
I have a few questions.
Okay.
The first question is, did the Branston 7-inch ever get released?
No,
I didn't think so.
I remember in fact, I found a page, like a half-page ad that I think I ran in like Maximum Rock and Roll or like some zine, because it was like a full half-page thing. And I advertised. I think the top was for the All Else Failed CD, but then below that was an ad for a Branson 7-inch. It just never happened. Mike had started Branson, and it was planned that 7-inch ended up turning into a full-length record. So I think we were planning on doing that, and then he had enough songs that we just turned it into a full record. So I think we just shelved it. But that's cool that you have that. I totally forgot. I had just found that ad not that long ago, and I was surprised to see it. So that's cool.
And Steadfast released the first Branson record, right?
Yeah, we did that, and then we had submitted a song for the Deep Elm Emo Diaries compilation, and they took that song and then wanted to reissue Letterbox, so we ended up signing with him for that. So
that's awesome. I have another question from the catalog.
Okay, yeah.
Which this one people kind of know about it, because when we did the preface record, we put a couple of tracks on there. But at one point we even talked about doing a Monroe 7-inch.
Oh yeah, we should still do that. Those Monroe songs are killer. We should make a Monroe 7-inch. Who else was in that band? Was it Jonas and Jesse?
Jonas, Jesse, and Roy. Roy played drums. Yeah, Roy played drums.
So it's a full lineup.
Yeah. It was Zayo before Eric left. Like it was. Okay,
yeah. Man,
yeah, with Jesse playing guitar and Roy playing drums. Yeah.
I would still put out a 7-inch of those songs. I forgot we talked about that. Yeah. I totally forgot about that. Is that that's in the catalog?
Yeah, it's in the catalog.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Man.
30 years later.
Well, I owe it to you then. Yeah.
But and there's one more.
Okay.
And I when I saw this, I started to remember, and I just remember you guys joking around about this forever. Do you remember Paunch?
Oh shit. Yeah. Was that, I feel like that was either a zine that I had, or it was a shitty pop punk band that we joked about. You
actually wrote a description. It was more typical melodic NoFX ripoff punk rock with good fun, humor, songs about girls, and of course Poncherello. You'll probably hate.
And I advertised that because I don't remember ever having.
You did. That was going to be release number 8.
Oh, weird. Oh, wow. Man, that is so cool that you have that. I don't remember half of that stuff. That's crazy about Punch, because I really don't think anything ever existed outside of an idea for that. So I don't know where I got off advertising I was going to release a record, because I don't even know who else was in the band. Geez, that's wild.
Yeah, there's even I know you had an idea for a sampler CD too, which I think eventually became the Radio Waves album.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, wow, that's crazy, man. I guess there was. I have a track record of planning on things that just don't come to fruition.
Dude, that's like all musicians go through that.
Totally. That's awesome.
That's like the whole Redline thing, Mick. How many times did you have to re-record your bass on the same song?
A zillion.
There was one other that I had advertised. I was supposed to release the Hush Hush record, and that was right around when I kind of closed down the label for the first time. But that one actually came out. Luja Records put that one out a bit later, and it's really good. So it was cool. The songs actually saw the light of day.
Yeah,
but yeah, I guess all the plans don't always see the finish line.
Well, no. I know you kind of took a hiatus, and then did Steadfast come back twice or just once?
Just once. I did it from 95 until around 2000-ish, somewhere in there. And that was when Branson was kind of going more full time, and I just couldn't do it properly. I couldn't keep up with orders and trying to do stuff. So I kind of shut it down then, and then picked it back up in 2017 to put out. Mike and Adam from Branson had a project called Golden Streets of Paradise. So to put that record out, I kind of relaunched the label. And that was right after I did that, it kind of dawned on me that the Zao record had never had a vinyl release. And then doing that really kind of sparked a new kind of love for it, and just revisiting and reissuing stuff that hadn't been, given a proper treatment in a while. So it's been a lot of fun. So yeah, just the one time that it kind of came back to life. And so yeah, 1995 to 2000, and then 2017 to 2023. So what's that about?
Does that mean you're closing it down now?
No. Just I guess to present.
I'm just teasing.
But yeah. You've done more than reissues though too. You've actually put out some other band stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it balanced. It's hard. As anybody who makes music knows, it's really hard to get people to pay attention. The reissues they're still hard to keep people's attention, but there's that sort of nostalgia factor and some history that people might have with these records that makes it a little easier. But yeah, the new stuff is really hard to get people to pay attention and to buy. But I really love it. It's been kind of the mission from the start for the label, is just to share music that I really love and connect with, to share that with people and hope that they'll find some connection with it too. So I want to keep that alive and keep the spirit of the label alive and keep bringing new stuff out as often as I can. But yeah, it's hard. I've had to recently kind of take a step back, and I had some plans for the coming year that I unfortunately just had to put the brakes on because of financial stuff. Just the labels, it's not growing money over here, so it's just hard to keep the lights on and keep doing all the stuff I want to do. So I'm always trying new experiments and trying new ways to do this or that to sort of subsidize the cost of records that I want to put out and maybe aren't going to sell enough to pay for themselves. So just trying to find ways to do that in this this economy and these times where people have other more pressing concerns and more important things to spend money on than records. So just trying to balance all that and keep it so everybody can get stuff that they want and can listen to the music if they don't want to buy a vinyl.
But it's tough. It's tough out there.
It sure is. It sure is.
And you're the king of merch too, by the way.
Yeah, how so? I feel really I feel really self-conscious in my merch game. I actually pulled a bunch of my merch down. Yeah. But I love it. I love making it. I design stuff constantly, and just I just, if I'm not creating something or making something either with my hands or on the computer screen, I feel like that's just where I thrive, and just I'm always trying to build something new. So I love doing that. I'll have an idea for something and I'll just design it. Sometimes it'll suck and I'll give up on it, and then sometimes I'll love it and I'll make it, and then nobody else will give a shit about it. So they just I get a pile of t-shirts that nobody wants to buy. But Yeah. So anyway, sorry, I'm rambling. Thank you.
And we print those T-shirts.
I know you you do amazing work. I absolutely love what you guys do.
So does that roll? Does that roll all the way back to the 6 Feet Deep days? Because let's just be honest. Like when it comes to the merch game, 6 Feet Deep was legendary.
You are not kidding, man. I don't know you know what? I think most of those ideas came from Tom. I'm not positive, but if I'm remembering correctly, I think I give Tom a lot of credit for those ideas. But yeah, you're right. I can't take credit for any of that really, but they had so much cool stuff and just always new different stuff. And this was like back in the 90s, like any other band had was T-shirts, and 6 Feet Deep's rolling through with like embroidered shorts and like I can't remember what else. Jerseys, yeah, basketball jerseys.
Yep.
Man, I forgot about the basketball jerseys.
He even had the 6 Feet Deep NBA logo.
Oh yeah. Yep. I remember that. That was cool. Yeah. I've always been a big fan of ripping off some corporate logo and repurposing it. NBA one. We also had a Motel 6 logo T-shirt. Yeah, I've always loved that. I was trying to do a Tower Records rip off for Steadfast to do a bright yellow and red T-shirt. But I think it'd be cool, but I kind of came to my senses, and I can't get enough people to buy black T-shirts. I'm not going to try and shove yellow white T-shirts on my audience. I don't think they'll buy them. So I just had to shelve that idea.
The cat logo is always cool, and then the Sleep Coffee Rock and Roll are two of my favorites.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, those are both fun.
If you ever do hoodies again.
Yeah. I've got to do some new merch. It's been years since I've done stuff. I just haven't had time and finances, and just that uncertainty of sitting on stock. So but yeah, that cat logo is really special to me. Just this past year, I lost business was the cat that was modeled after. He passed away this past year. So every time I see that, I get a nice little memory of him.
How old was he?
He was old. He was with me for 22 years, I believe, 21 years.
Wow.
Yeah. He was my bud. He was around for a long time. No, not that long. Jeez, I'm counting backwards. I got him in 2006. So maybe what is that, like 18 years?
Oh, so he wasn't the original logo for Steadfast then?
No, the original logo was an old woodcut illustration that I found in like some library book, and just like blatantly stole without any sense of copyright law.
So then when you came back in 2017, you used the cat?
Yeah, not right away, because right away it was a real kind of quick turn of I'm doing this as Steadfast, so I got to dust off all the old Steadfast stuff. So the first release I did when I came back was the Golden Streets of Paradise record, and then that one I used the original logo, the woodcut logo, which I still really like. It's still a really cool graphic, but the cat logo is kind of my own thing, and I feel like it's more true to the label.
Yeah, it's really cool. For some reason I always thought it was. That's how I always saw Steadfast, was with that.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So no, it's that's new. That's new since 2017. So.
I didn't really know about Steadfast in the early or in the mid 90s.
Oh yeah, that's okay. Yeah, no worries. I'm happy when anybody knows about it at all, because this stuff just it makes me just kind of keeps me going and makes me tick. It's what I'm drawn to my whole life. Like I've just always loved this music and putting out and sharing it with people. So if somebody doesn't know it and they find out about it, that's awesome. And if somebody does know about it, comes back to listen to something or check something new out, I'm always just happy about it. So that's cool.
Well, I did have the split on CD with the van, right? And it was like a double.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Photo, did you put that out, the CD version?
I did.
Okay, so I had a Steadfast album. I just didn't know it.
Yeah. I think we did that after the All Else Failed. I think I remember there being a time where everything was sold out, but I didn't have any money. Like distributors took copies of it and didn't pay for anything, which is, I kind of think, like the story every record label has. But so there was like nothing to press. And at the time, I think I was working at a place that did I worked at a place that did CD and cassette manufacturing. And I think the boss like did me a favor and pressed them for me and let me pay him after the fact or something like that. I don't remember all the details, but yeah, that thing was, I think like a second chapter after All Else Failed, and kind of sold so quickly.
Yeah. Did that see a cassette release too, or just a CD?
That one, those songs ended up on the Preface cassette, so they are available on cassette. But I
do have that
release never got an official cassette release. Oh yeah, you got it right there.
I got like all your tapes.
That's so cool. It's so cool to see them outside of my closet and in someone else's hand.
About this one too, the Branston one, remember?
Oh yeah.
I love it.
I love how that came out with the yellow.
The yellow, yeah, it's so cool.
It's fun. Thank you.
I love that.
Thanks,
so,
man.
I just because we were talking, and I went and found them because I have the Tie That Binds and then Treadwater.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And I just because I remembered when we were talking, like, and I don't know if anybody does this anymore, but I remember when you sent this to us, and I was so intrigued by the fact that you had engravings on the records themselves.
Oh yeah.
And they were from Quentin Tarantino movies.
What do you mean engravings?
Like, see if I can read it. This one says, where's it at? Here it is. It says, Toby, 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 Toby Wong, Toby Wong, Toby Chung.
Oh,
that's on the actual record?
Yeah, it's inscribed on the actual record. Right.
In the dead wax.
Oh, yeah. Like where they usually put on test presses, like what side it is and all that?
Yeah. You can tell there are places that do that. And I remember when I found that out, or I saw somebody else do it, I was like, no way, this is so cool. And you can like hide messages in there. I remember being really into Reservoir Dogs.
Is it easy to see, Mick?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can totally, like, you wouldn't be able to see it from if I held it up, but it's like sits right along through here. Yeah. I had never heard of that before in my life, and I just remember getting the record. And I'm like, wait, what is this?
Do places still do that?
Yeah, they do. I actually had the thought recently that I haven't done that since relaunching.
Is it expensive?
No, it doesn't cost anything extra because it's basically just some guy with a pen and the lacquer. The lacquer is like real soft, and they just write the like catalog number on the side. So I think if you wanted to write like your name or something cool in there.
So the listeners, you're putting out Steadfast, the last 2 Minute Minor record.
Yes.
I think it'd be rad in there to put like goodbye friends or some message.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
That'd be really cool. If it doesn't cost,
let's do it.
If it doesn't cost,
no, it doesn't cost extra. No, that won't cost anything. Yeah, we can totally do that.
Wow.
Absolutely. It'll be cool. Cause I literally was just thinking the other day, like I haven't done any etchings in the dead wax. I noticed one on something and I was like, it just reminded me of that. And I just hadn't thought about it in a while.
That would be rad.
Pieces that I just, like after the fact, I'm like, oh, I wish I did this with that record or this or that. And all those things just in and out of my thoughts all the time.
Yeah.
The Treadwater one has a Mallrats quote on it.
Does it really?
It's that kid's on the elevator again.
No, love it. Love Kevin Smith.
And that the funny thing is I'd never seen that. I saw that movie at 12th and Middle.
It's funny. Yeah, that lines up with that era. I definitely was obsessed with Mallrats and Reservoir Dogs. So
I got this.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. That's
Kevin Smith, he's the man.
Very
you a
cool.
Kevin Smith fan or just Mallrats fan?
I was a Mallrats fan back in the day. Not that I'm not now. I loved that movie back in the 90s or whenever it came out. I just watched it so much.
You keep up with Kevin Smith films?
No, recently.
Did you watch Clerks 3?
No, in fact I was excited about it when I heard they were filming it, but I didn't know it came out.
It's good. It's sad. Okay. It actually made me cry.
Oh man. Okay.
As
cool.
a Kevin Smith fan. It's a good movie.
I like the other two Clerks. I like Jay and Silent Bob, Strike Back, Chasing Amy.
Yep, Chasing Amy.
Dogma.
Dogma was
you can't say Dogma
one
anywhere.
of my. What?
I like it's like there's some weird like lawsuit about it. It's like not on streaming or available for purchase or something. So I haven't seen it in years.
He has it for sale on his website.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Yeah.
Then maybe that's been resolved. I'm like 10 years late on the news, so that makes sense. Why
was there a lawsuit over it? Do you know?
Oh, I think it was a studio bullshit. Like somebody else owned it, and they like that stuff. It's like when a record's not on Spotify, it's always because somebody owns it. And, yeah.
I know he couldn't do a certain movie because I think it was Clerks because he wanted to do Clerks, but then he did Jay and Silent Bob reboot instead.
Okay.
Because I think Lionsgate owns the rights to Clerks, and he had to work out a bunch of stuff with them to get the rights to make number 3.
Okay.
So he finally did, because I know it was supposed to come out years before it did.
But that's cool.
Anyways, sorry.
I like him. He's a good dude. I like how he's been like accountable for past stuff and like kind of outspoken with just being a grown up, and it's cool.
I don't know what you mean by that, but I'll shake my head yes.
No, I think he said, I feel like he addressed like some of the being associated with Weinstein stuff.
Oh, well, I mean, that was like the company that put his stuff out.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's like if someone found like 30 bodies in your closet and they were like 2 Minute Miners associated with Matt Traxler. It's like, well, we didn't kill the people. It's almost like the same thing, you know what I mean? Like, what's that?
I don't like the insinuation. I'm not a mass murderer.
I got your address.
Because you brought 2 Minute Miner up again. Not only is the last record coming out on Steadfast, but you guys just put something else out, like a re-release.
Yeah.
Blood on Our Front Stoop, 3D. In your face.
3D.
Popping off the page right into your grill.
I'd never seen anything like that before. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. It is so cool to do that. Like I'm always excited to get to do something different or new with the thing. And the 3D thing is cool. I had never done anything like that. I saw the Roadside Monument, Burnt Toast and Unoriginal just put out with a 3D cover, and it was just such a cool thing.
Just did?
Somewhat recently, like in the last year or so. And then when Wiley sent the artwork over, I was like, no way, so cool. And like just you made custom glasses to go with it. It's just such a cool addition to a good record, and such a nice way to revisit it. Like it was already out, and you hold on, playing overhead. But you packaged it with a lot of care, like the remix and remaster, and then you just refreshed that with this cool new artwork and made it 3D. It's just such a cool, fun package. So,
well, shout out to Zach Bridier, right? He did the remix remaster, and he did the 3D artwork.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Amazing.
Yeah. So we were gonna pay our design guy to do it, actually, and I sent it to him and said, "Hey, we want this in 3D," and he said, "No, thank you." like basically, this is going to be a ton of work.
Yeah.
And those who know Zach, which Mick does, and Zach's the one who took the preface songs, right, and made them digital.
Oh yeah, he's the one that He's the one at of all places. What's the theme restaurant? With knights.
Yeah, medieval times.
Medieval times. He had a DAT tape. That's right. Oh god, I forgot.
His boss
so
and
cool.
him. So Zach is like one of the most, like, if you give him a task or he knows he can do it, even if it's hard, he will do it until it's completed. So we were basically like, hey, the design guy said it's too hard to do this. Like, it's going to take some. He's like, okay, I'll do it. I'm on it. Amazing. And he basically just went and researched it, how to do it, and like looked up and spent all this time like lining it all up perfectly. And I think we went through like 3 or 4 different covers. Like I went out and got some 3D glasses. He had some 3D glasses, and we were just looking at it until finally it was perfect. And like, I think this is good. Yeah.
It came out so nicely. It really pops out. It's cool to see.
Yeah. Well, by the time this episode comes out, that will already be out, right? And we had already done the mug giveaway then. But that's what I want to say is you sent me a 3D mug, and I didn't think it would work, right? But I put on the glasses, and it does. It's crazy.
Yeah. I didn't know if it would work. I had this setup to make sublimation mugs, and I hadn't used it in a while, so I had to like do a bunch of maintenance and get it cleaned up, and I was messing with it, and so I made a mug for Tommy from Toilet Rats, and I made one for you, and I like it, as I was getting it ready, I'm like, man, I don't think this is gonna work, and it's gonna be so cool if it does. So I was surprised to see it. I thought it popped out pretty nice. Not as good as the paper print, right? It still popped out pretty well.
I think it's because there's a glare on the mug that your eye kind of like, it works. It really does work, but like the glare kind of takes away from the image coming out because your eye focuses on it. So, but
totally.
Yeah, it's cool though, man. I appreciated that.
Yeah.
That was a good surprise.
And nice. Speaking of that Toilet Rats release, is it more than one guy from the Huntingtons or just one dude from the Huntingtons?
No, he's not in the Huntingtons. This is Tommy. He lives up in Minnesota. Minneapolis. Yeah. And he's been around forever. He's been in bands and made music forever. He used to set up shows all the time. I've just known him forever. And he just sent it to me, and it was like, blew me away. I'm like, dude, this thing is so good. It's so much fun. We got to put this out. And so he was into doing it, and it just kind of came together real quick. Fun time, and fun to work with friends, and especially like reconnecting with old friends. Like I hadn't talked to him, like I talked to him, I keep up with him briefly on social media here and there, but not really talk and really connect. So it's just so cool to like, there's somebody you knew and did stuff with decades ago, and all of a sudden you're collaborating on a cool project and making something physical to share with people. Just super rewarding, and just feels good.
Yeah. And you did you co-release the Subsist record? Or did you?
Yeah, I did that with Dropping Bombs. Scobie, another super cool guy, and just cool to get to work with him. He's got such an awesome label, such a just like killer lineup of just awesome hardcore stuff. And then Subsist, I worked. They had a song way back in the day on Radio Waves and Gibberish comp I did back in 96, 97, somewhere in there. And so like just connecting with them, and that's the record was from that sort of era. I think a few years later than that, but just a really good record that just never saw the light of day. So getting to bring that back to life again, and then collaborating both with the band, because they were really active in putting that together as well, and with Dropping Bombs. It's just such a cool thing to get to collaborate with other labels. I've done it a few times now, and I love it. It's a nice way to sort of fight off my hermit tendencies of just being a gremlin alone in my basement and just being a weirdo by myself. So it's nice to get to collaborate with other weirdos.
Do you know if they plan on putting something else out?
Subsist?
Yeah.
I don't know. I know there's some other. Yeah, maybe. I know there's some other stuff. I don't want to spoil any surprises or anything, but I think they have some other stuff. I'm not certain of timelines or have any details to share on that yet. But
I know there might be another surprise. Likely.
I would say somewhat likely that there's
good.
more to hear from Subsist, but I just don't know when or all of that. So
another thing you might not be able to talk about, but weren't you talking with Tim Mann about something?
Yeah, that same thing there. That's a real hopeful thing that there might be some other focused material.
Oh, yeah. You heard it.
But no timeline on that. Yeah. So, yeah.
That excited me.
You can tell. I'm a little hesitant because you can tell from that old catalog that Mick had that I've got a little bit of history of jumping the gun on announcing these things. So
yeah, I know how that goes.
In my old age, I'm trying to be a little more conservative with how quickly I announce things. Just because it's a cool idea, I don't need to go tell everybody it's happening until it's a little more solid. But
right,
yeah.
Unless you got some nosy punk kid on a podcast asking you all these questions.
yeah. But I want to do. I want to do everything. I want to take every piece of music that I love and just blast it out to everyone and have them hear it too and love it the same way I do. But unfortunately, there's only so many hours in the day to do that stuff. So gotta.
And so we hooked up with you, right? Because of Mick, right?
Yeah.
So Redline, a band for the listeners that Mick and I are in, I guess it's in limbo. Oh gosh, we recorded 6 songs or something. You've done bass so far to 3 or 4, and you've redone the bass to 4, 3 times.
Yes.
Kind of got put on hold because. Oh, go ahead.
I gotta step away for 1 second. Just check on the dog. Give me 1 second, please. I'll be right back. So sorry.
No problem. Fine. Should you want to edit, or should you and I just go on a ramble?
I'll edit it because that way it'll flow better.
Okay, should we just stop then?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold it.
Go ahead. Okay, so Matt, Mick and I are in this project called Redline, and this is how Matt and I actually hooked up with doing stuff together, is because Mick was in Zayo, that was the first thing you did. And so you knew Mick was in Redline, and you heard that single we released, The 11th Hour, and you were like, man, it would be cool or Mick said it would be cool to have Steadfast do it. And Mick was supposed to get a hold of you, but it didn't happen. So I'm usually the guy that puts things in motion. So I was like, Mick, would it be cool if I actually get a hold of him? And he's like, yeah, that'd be cool. So, awesome. That happened. I got a hold of you, and you were like, it would be so cool to work with Mick again.
Yeah.
But basically, why I'm saying this, Mick is the best. He's a trooper.
One of the best dudes. Just such a good dude.
Mick, I'm sorry, but we're going to have you redo this song again. Why? We had to redo all the drum tracks. Okay, fine. Mick, we're going to have you redo this again because we retracked all the tracks and had to redo the tempo mapping of all these songs. Is it cool if you just play bass on all the songs again? Fine. Never upset, just maybe a little bit visibly irritated. And sorry, my wife just texted me. She's putting up porch curtains. You didn't need to know that, but that's what blocks my attention. So basically, I have an update on all this because we were supposed to put out a record with Steadfast, and it's been pushed because our guitar player had family health issues happen, and so we put everything on hold. I actually talked to him the other day, and we work stuff out. He is going to actually play guitar on the stuff. He's not going to mix anything. We're going to find someone else to do that. He's actually going to play guitar, and we have decided as a core. I don't know. I don't think Mick has heard this, so I feel bad saying that. But
I haven't heard any of this yet, so this is new to me. I'm gonna receive this at this moment. Okay.
So we have decided to take those tracks that we did. Actually, I think I have talked to you about this, but we have decided to take those tracks that we did and discard them as a learning process and I think, Mick, I did talk to you about this, and redo 4 tracks. I didn't tell you this.
No, I think I remember. Better stuff is what you said. So
yeah. So take. So basically, we want to do 11th Hour with the new drums. So you won't have to redo bass on that. Take The Game and redo it, and a new song, and then the Judge Storm cover.
Yeah,
I put it on a record.
I remember that.
So hopefully that'll all work out. I don't know what your thought is about doing 7 inches, but that's sort of the direction we wanted to go.
Put them on the spot.
Oh yeah, I didn't know if you're talking to Mick or to me. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, we can talk
both
about
people. Yeah, we can talk about it.
No, we can talk about it. I just got to be sure I'm in a spot that I'm not saying yes to something that I can't afford to say yes to.
Oh,
so
well, it's not going to happen for a long time.
Yeah.
Trust me that.
Let's talk about it when the timeline's there. As long as I can do it, I'll do it. And, if I can't do it, I'll tell you I can't do it. Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
I like
I'm not
the music.
What? You're not going to.
I was going to say, I won't even get the bass lines. I won't even get the opportunity to record the bass lines till December. Let's just be real.
That might be true.
Time.
Yeah, that might be true because we were planning on going into the studio in the summer, and then we got to send it to different people. So you're the last one to do it, Mick.
Yeah.
We sent it to you last. Yeah. So yeah, you might be correct. It might. This project has been interesting for sure. Like, there's been a lot of roadblocks, and I know Marco's persistent and he wants it to come out, but there's been a lot of this has probably been the project where there's been the most shit that has come up to stop a project.
Yeah, it's hard. I find it so hard to do those types of creative projects, especially when other people are involved. Especially when 4 or 5 other people are involved, and you're not 17 to 20. It's just like everybody has just schedules and families, and it's just so hard to get everything lined up to make anything happen. So I feel I know how that stuff goes. So just keep me in the loop. I'm into it, and I like the music. As long as I can make it happen, I'm down. 7 inches.
Oh yeah,
fun. I like.
It's like I said, it's not going to be for a minute. Like, hey, I just sent you the link to the new 2 Minute Minor stuff that we finally got.
Yeah,
the records are shipping to us.
Check it out. Awesome, that's cool. Very
mix
good.
Mix on one of the tracks. Hey, Mick, you do a mantra.
Oh, sweet.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. See, it's been a while.
It's been so long.
I've never been around like you guys put out stuff like so creatively to where you had all this stuff recorded like ages ago and you're just dropping it. It's pretty cool.
We went through a record company or a record pressing company that is like mom and pop basically, and it's really small. And they're super backed up. They even like stopped taking orders for a while.
What place?
It's been a musical.
Oh, I like as you were talking about it, I'm like, I bet it's musical. They're doing 7 inch I have in progress now, and it's been like almost a year.
Yeah, we love them because we've done every single record with them except for our first one, and so that's a lot of records, and they've been really good to us. And they actually said, "Hey, we're stopping taking orders, but because it's you guys, we'll take this one, but it's going to be like 13, 14 months, which it has been."
Wow. Yeah, that's cool. That's nice. They seem like pretty cool people. Can I ask, who printed your covers, or are they printing the covers at Music Hall?
We do not have them print the covers. we have a guy who our guitar player knows. He does all of our printing stuff. He has for, I think for like the last 5 records.
Okay.
So
that's cool.
he's in the Indiana area.
Okay.
So
I'm working on, I don't know if I told you this or not, but I got laid off, which really sucks and is really scary. And especially difficult because like a lot of the big tech layoffs are the same type of work I do. So the field is just super saturated with people that are unemployed right now. So it's kind of hard to fit. So, in the meantime,
when was that?
It's been about a month now. So I've been kind of scrambling. In the meantime, I've been working on trying to launch a printing company to do digital printing, and specifically aimed at helping out bands and small indie labels, small businesses, stuff like that. So anyways, I was just curious who you use for printing, and because I'm trying to, just get research and look at what other people are doing and get stuff set up. So I'm just getting started on that. But
when do you think you'd be up and running?
I'm up and running now as far as being able to take orders from people and get stuff printed for them. What I'm working on now is trying to get a website up and running so people can order directly from me.
We haven't placed those orders yet.
Oh, cool. Well, let me, if you don't mind or would be up for it, let me get you a quote on stuff.
Yes.
Let me know what you need and I'll get prices. Because one of the main reasons I'm doing this is because I found that I can get pretty cheap printing as far as what pressing plants and some of the other places that bands might go to for this stuff charge. So I don't know, you might get a better deal from the guy you have already, but I definitely can get a better price in some of the online places I've looked at. So
okay, yeah, let's do that. Because we usually sell our test presses to get the money to pay for. We've done this for like the last few records. Like we'll sell the test presses for $20-25 each, and then we'll get enough money to print the sleeves for the actual record.
Totally.
So
yeah, awesome.
We're probably going to put those up like fairly soon too.
Okay.
So we're looking to do this soon. So that's almost perfect timing.
Yeah, I can do stuff for you right away. Just let me know.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
This all happened on the podcast.
Sorry. Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
No, it's awesome.
Like,
I would rather go through someone I know and supports us and who we're working with.
Right.
Yeah. Totally.
As long as it's support, you know what I mean? Like, of course, neither one of us are made out of money.
But yeah, for sure. Yeah. So just let me know. We can talk about that offline too. Sorry, I didn't mean to take over the podcast.
No. And
what I'm saying is
because now people can.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we should put a link.
No. Yeah,
we should put a link to. You should send Mick a link, and we'll put it in the show notes when this comes out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which will come out next month, so you'll be a little bit more.
Oh yeah. I'm hoping to have at least a skeleton website up soon for it. So
that's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, so it should be be ready to go by the time this comes out.
Okay, excellent.
And I sent you, I think I sent you like a care package of all the 2-minute minor, or at least the ones we still have. So cool. So you've seen,
you guys are prolific. You've got a lot of releases, like more than I like. It's cool because they're all good and super listenable, and I like the aesthetic of just you guys. It's econo. It's these like 12 songs on a 7-inch or something. Like I'm exaggerating, but like
no, you're not exaggerating. Blood in Our Front Stoop was 14 songs on a 7-inch.
Yeah. That's what I'm like referencing. Like there's a lot of tracks on there, but it's a short listen, and it doesn't like you trim all the fat off. You just get right to the meat.
Well, it's got to be 14 minutes. So 15 minutes. Sorry, it's got to be 15 minutes because the 7-inch only holds 7-inch only holds 7.5 aside.
Right. Yeah. Cool. But yeah.
So it has to be, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, you know what our gatefolds look like. It's basically like the CD that we printed, but bigger. So you know,
7-inch holdover.
That's what we're looking to do again, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I can get you. I actually, that's one of the things I'm working on putting on the website is stuff like that would specifically help bands. So like records.
This is great. This might be a blessing in disguise there.
I hope so. It'd be nice to get this thing going, but man, it's nerve wracking in the meantime. Wondering where the bill money's coming from. So yeah, fingers crossed I can make it work. But yeah, just trying to figure it out as I go.
Yeah, and if we need to put a halt on anything that we're doing with you, that's okay too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no. So far so good. I really I keep the label finances and my personal finances separate as much as I can. If anything, it's my personal finances when I was full time would kind of help subsidize some of the label projects if I needed them to. But yeah, that's what I've kind of had to put the brakes on a couple things for, because if the label's not there financially to cover something and I'm not working full time to cover that, it's a little stressful. So
understandable. Yeah,
totally.
Yeah. I think as musicians who are more underground musicians, we all completely understand that.
Yeah.
The lines are blurred a lot, right? With
totally.
Finances.
It's like you've got this like tiny little pot of money to work from, and you just gotta like put
be
the
creative
pennies where. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I know about that, man. Putting out so many releases, I understand.
Tough. It's like where you can save a few bucks here and there. It really helps keep those costs down, because those things get expensive to make.
Well, yeah, that sort of happened. That's sort of why we're with you, right? Is because our last label was basically was like, yeah, I'll do the next two, and then he's like, nah, I got to be done. Stuff's just so expensive, and I can't do it anymore. And like not just us, but in general as a label,
No, it's hard. It's really hard if you're not if you don't have like a big flagship band that's helping anchor things and keep the like regular income or regular orders coming in. It's hard to make it work and make it make it sort of sustain itself, because it's just you're constantly like trying to balance everything out, and if there's not money there, it just doesn't work. But yeah,
man. I'm sorry to hear that, but I hope this works out, because this would be something cool that you can do, and I know there is money in it.
Printing. Definitely. I've always loved printing. I worked in the print shop for a while when I was younger, and so much of the stuff I do for Steadfast just turns into print pieces. So it's something I'm familiar with, and just have really grown to love that world. So hopefully I can help some other people out, save some money, and hopefully turn it into a job for myself. But we'll see. That's kind of the current project. I'm still trying to keep the label afloat, but it's like almost everything I've tried with the label, being a staff of just myself, and not having like departments to do marketing and just all the stuff that a fully staffed label might do to promote a release or to promote the different aspects of the label. I've got to kind of pick and choose what I can do, but of everything I've found in there, it's just I've had to turn it into a labor of love, and instead of like a big financial endeavor that's going to sustain me as a career. It'd be nice to find that balance, or find some way to bring in enough income to have it be a job, but it just isn't. It's just a hobby. It's just something that I love doing, and I love sharing music with people, but I don't currently see a path for it being a career and anything.
Well, it's really hard these days, because people don't want to buy music anymore.
Yeah. It's hard, and I don't even know if I don't know what it is. There's so many factors, like beyond like so many factors that come before that that checkout purchase, or somebody actually buying your record. And it's just that like everyone's so distracted, or just has so much stuff thrown at them every day.
Yeah. Well, your online game is pretty strong though, like you're promoting.
Oh, thank you. I try to keep people, keep the word out about this stuff, but man, there's just so much noise to cut through. There's so many other people fighting for attention. So, just do what I can, and people see it and hear it. That's awesome. And if they don't, then, I'll just keep trying. Try harder next time. Try different stuff. I don't know. I love doing it. As long as I'm having fun with it, I'll figure out the other shit. But this is just cool. It's cool to make music, put out music, and share it with people, and just have anybody respond to it. It's just so cool to give someone else that connection.
Yeah, we do appreciate you. We appreciate what you've done for Mick stuff, for our stuff, for everybody.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you. It's just cool to see what other people are doing, and how they stay involved, as we grow up and get older, and have these splintered lives of like careers and family, and then these like things that we're just passionate about and love to do and love to create. It's just cool to see how that manifests for other people, and what ways they make things. So I just love that. It's cool.
I will say, like you said, there's a lot of factors that come into play. And I will say, like, Mick knows me. I support bands that I love and buy their records and share stuff, and try to push them. That's why we started the podcast.
Yeah.
And like anytime we'd review a record and I loved it, I would buy it. And it's come to a point, now that I've had, now that my son's almost 2, or he's like a little over a year and a half. I just can't do that anymore. I can't buy everyone's record that I like. We just don't have the money to do that anymore.
It adds up.
It does. And so that's like the hard part, like, because I support people because I want them to keep making music, and I want them to keep doing what they're doing. And I would hope people that like our music would do it too. So it really makes me feel bad, sort of like putting out records now, knowing that I can't support as many records as I'd want to anymore. And it's like this really weird feeling, but like you said, like you're trying to figure out where the money's coming from. Now I'm trying to figure out the same thing. Like I can't put any money into my own band really. And it's hard for me to support other bands financially. So I guess the podcast is a way for us to sort of do that, to get it out to people who are fortunate enough to buy records.
Completely. No, it's a really valid point. Like there's just the collecting records, putting out records even, and having them in our lives. It's not a necessity. I mean, I might argue that it is from mental health perspective, but
right. I think it is. Yeah, mental health perspective.
Physical media and the collecting and the cool, like the extra stuff, like it's not necessary. But so it's always it's something with, if you have disposable income, you can spend it on that cool stuff. And if you don't, like you said, you find other ways to stay involved and be connected to the community of it, and to the output of it. Like there's nothing wrong with streaming music and listening to somebody's music and consuming it that way, when you don't have the money to buy a vinyl or cassette or whatever it may be. Like just that artwork is out there to enjoy and be shared with people. So I think any way it can be consumed is okay. And then when you do have that disposable income, or that way to support that, it's so cool to be able to do that and to be a part of it. So it's nice.
Yeah,
I think you've got your head on straight around it though, because you've got to have those priorities. You've got to put the family first, and you've got to put the necessities of food and shelter, and this horrible capitalist society we all live in, where that stuff isn't just a given.
Right.
You got to work hard to make sure it's there first, and then
I like the mental health aspect you said though also, because I think that is true. People need art and they need to be creative in some way.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Have it be making music, planting gardens, painting, you know, helping their community, picking up stuff, like whatever, you know, like people need that. They need to feel valued in their own minds, you know. I think art shows us that we're valued, if that makes sense. I feel like.
Yeah, it does. We're all just, I think, innately creative. People say they're not creative, or oh, I'm not an artist, or I'm not this or that. I think all of us are, and we all have that in us to just make something. I think it's hardwired into us, and when we act on it and bring something to life, something that wasn't there before, whether it's a song, a poem, a sentence, or a word or a sound you made up, anything that you bring into existence, it's powerful from that perspective, that mental health perspective of it. It's like it almost has like a healing nature for me, at least, to where you're in this space where you're outputting something that you're physically manifesting something that you wanted to exist, like, and that feels powerful, but it's also super rewarding. So
that is funny, because so yesterday I sent you this thing for a single that we wanted to do, the Golden Calf song, right? The one that you like, the kind of like reggae inspired song. And I was like, man, I really want a single artwork for it. So I sent you like a mock-up that I did, which, by the way, I found out that Golden Calf that I stole for the mock-up was from The Simpsons.
Oh, that's amazing. We should just
that
use
original
it.
one.
Just use it.
And so basically, Mick, I sent it to Matt, and I was like, I really want to do something like this. Do you think you could? Because he's a design guy, but you're like, well, I'm not an illustrator. I just kind of do design work, you know. And I'm like, fair enough. You're like, well, you should hit up the guy who did the album cover for this last record and see how much he'll do it for. Which at the time I didn't know, you know, you've been laid off. And so I hit him up, and he's like, yeah, I'm too busy. Like, I took on more than I could do. And so I called Zach and was like, do you think I should hit up Mick Lambrou, who does other art for us? And Zach was like, well, you should just do it. Like, you drew in the past and did stuff, you know, and I just don't have the time anymore, you know? So it was kind of cool though. So I skipped my lunch and I basically drew that up, and it was kind of cool. I was like, this is cool. It's not terrible.
It's awesome.
And I sent it to you, and I was like, will this work? You're like, I think it could.
Yeah. I haven't had time to dig into it and, you know, get it all processed, but I think it will work. And that's so cool, because you had a vision of what you wanted, and then you skipped your lunch and you just made it. Like, that's so cool. And it's done, and now it exists. The thing you wanted and were going to pay somebody to do, it now exists from your own hands.
It sounds like we both don't have the money to do it, so it worked out.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so much of the shit that I do is like born of necessity. Like, I have to do this because I can't pay somebody else to do it. Like, that's just how it has to be. Right. This whole label is run on that premise. I do everything, literally every aspect of this.
Well, you're a really good graphic design guy. I mean, this might be a like duh moment, but have you like
thank you.
Put that out there for people, like for your services?
With the printing company, I'm going to offer design services.
That's amazing, because you're really good at it. You made those these things, the things that go with the records.
Oh yeah, postcards.
Dude, they're so good. Oh yeah, postcards.
Yeah, I like how those came out.
Well, we don't use those anymore.
Yeah, I make like postcards or flyers and put them in with all the orders, just because they're kind of a cheap way to spread the word, and you know, give something physical that people can look at and associate the artwork with, and maybe
it's really cool
listening to it. Thanks.
I would say you're a top-notch design guy. So,
man, thank you so much. That's really kind. I appreciate that. That's sweet. I'm just sort of I feel like I'm very utilitarian in my design. Like, I do it. Like, I love design. It's what I fell in love with and what I've been doing for a career for my whole life. But with the label, there's so much stuff that I like always need something designed. And so it's almost like I'm removed from that emotional aspect of it. And I just have to get something that works. And then after I have everything down and I feel like there's a flow to it, then I can look at it aesthetically and like, okay, do I like this? Do I like the colors? Do I like the background or this or that? So like it feels different designing for the label than for,
but like, out of these tapes, you put all these together, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You did all the design work, what do they call that?
The
Layout. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So could you use that on your website as like things you've done?
Yeah. I have a portfolio site up now for my most of the stuff I do for my regular job, whatever, is user experience design. So that's more like website and application stuff, and kind of determining how, like what's on the screen and what the experience is, as opposed to the actual visual design of it. But it's both sometimes. So the portfolio leans heavier on that than it does on the print design. But the printing company, I'll have a bunch of stuff up there that I've kind of showcased the work. So yeah,
that's cool. So Mick, for time, I'm sure we've gone over. Could you ask him the last question? No, that's not your fault. That's not your
fault. So we ask this to everybody, and we normally get like, "Oh, there's no such thing as this," but we all know it's true. What is a guilty pleasure? Could be a TV show, a book, music, or whatever. That if people like knew that Matt Traxler watched.
Matt freaking Traxler.
Matt freaking Traxler. Listen to, watch, read. They would be like, "What?"
Okay,
I love this. Right. I love these.
I love these. Okay, yeah. Let's see. Okay. So,
Give him the Jeopardy theme music again.
Okay, so how about so like I don't feel that guilty about all the things I'm thinking of, but okay, so maybe this one will work, but I'm still not sure though, because it's undisputably a banger of an album. But
oh yeah, let's hear it.
1980s era Amy Grant's Unguarded album.
Definitely a guilty pleasure, my friend.
Yes.
Phenomenal album. Like mind-blowingly good. And it's all like super glossy radio pop. Like it like, and from the 80s. So it's got like the reggae tinge, like sort of Sting production. Very, I admit it, but a killer album. But yeah, definitely outside of the stuff I would normally listen to. That's a byproduct of the growing up in a Christian household and hearing Amy Grant in the 80s.
Right.
When
didn't they try to cancel Amy Grant? Was that? Oh no, that was somebody else.
No, they've tried to cancel Amy Grant 1,000 times.
Oh, they did. Whitney Houston. Who did? Oh yeah, Amy Grant. She did the Christmas stuff, right?
Yeah.
Then they tried to cancel because of the album cover, like she was wearing like a sexy whatever.
Well, she came up something. She did the Heart in Motion album, and like that they threw a fit about that. And so there was some punk band that wrote a song called "Leave Amy Grant Alone," and I can't remember. I can't remember who it was, but
that's funny.
Yeah.
It's like Britney Spears before Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Leave Britney alone.
But yeah, go listen when you feel up for it and you're in the right headspace.
I probably
listen to Amy Grant's Unguarded. Yeah, you probably won't. I don't blame you. But it is a killer record for what it is. I guess that might be it. But so along those same lines, same era. And maybe not totally surprised, but I don't like a lot of the hair metal stuff.
Yeah, Stryper.
But no, I'm not going to say Stryper.
Dang it!
They've got their moments.
Stryper is badass.
To Hell with the Devil is a
yes.
good record.
Yes.
But Cinderella is
Cinderella
is an exception to that rule. Cinderella's Night Songs record is killer.
Yeah, that is a good record.
The title track is amazing. What else?
That's a good record.
Just since we're talking about it, I do have Striper to Hell with the Devil on cassette.
There it is, man. Oh, you've got
and then I got Cinderella as well.
Long Cold Winter, yeah.
Yes.
That one I don't know as well as Night Songs, but
what Cinderella record is
Long
it?
Cold Winter has Night Songs.
It's a good record too. Yeah. Cinderella was a good band.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. I don't feel guilty about either of those, but they are outside of the sort of emo hardcore spectrum, I guess.
I would have never thought Amy Grant. So that was that's a good one.
That was a good one. That was a great one.
I don't think I would have given it
no judgment.
The chance that I gave it. Yeah, I would have judged it hardcore, maybe a couple of years ago. But like it hit me at the right time when I heard it. I was like, oh man, this is good. And then I got the whole record. And then somebody actually gave me the vinyl. My buddy Adam tracked down a copy of the vinyl. I don't know that it's hard to find, but so that was kind of cool. And it's definitely made.
You probably bought it at Target.
No, it doesn't exist. This is like an original 85.
Oh, gotcha. I say Target has
purchase.
All those. I think I even saw the Christmas one there.
Oh, okay.
They have so many like old repressed records like that. You know what I'm talking about, right, Mick?
Yeah. I don't know if they have that one though. That one would
you can get like Heart.
Because the Unguarded album would have been like Myrrh Records, which doesn't exist anymore. So a long time ago. Yeah, man, I'm gonna spin that son of a bitch after this interview. My wife is gonna yell at me.
Matt,
I'm the immigrant.
Matt, freaking Traxler, thank you so much for being on the podcast. This is amazing.
Yeah,
hey, let's actually play a Toilets Rats song to outro this. What song should we play?
Oh man. Haunted House is good.
Oh yeah.
Rugbird is good. Play a Haunted House one. I like that one.
Let's do it. Let's roll that now.
Quick sale on the spell, neighborhood sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time. Please check your directory and dial again.
Oh, no.
Party on, dude.
Hey, how's it going? This is Rob. I sing for Will to Live. We're currently promoting our new album, The Therapy Sessions, out on Another City Records. And it's a collection of 7 stories. It's 8 tracks total. It's a collection of 7 stories fully dedicated to mental health. We cover different topics throughout the album, anywhere from mental abuse, neglect, indoctrination, spousal abuse, and just trying to bring attention to a subject that is very dear to my heart and in my mind, the true and real pandemic in the world right now. All with the backdrop of some heavy riffage, and hope you enjoy it.
What's up? What's up? What's up? We are outroing this chat, and this chat was fun.
It was fun. It was good to have Matt on, and great to catch up, and great to hear some cool stuff that's coming up in the future with Steadfast and some of his other adventures. Which seriously, like, we'll put a link to where you can definitely, if you're a band or an artist and you're looking to do some print work or some stuff like that, we'll definitely get you a link to where you can check that stuff out, because that's pretty awesome that he's doing that. So
agree. I hope we can go through them. I hope the pricing works out. I think it's gonna be great. Love Matt.
Yeah, and he's always had a really good eye for design and things like that. So
one of the best. And I'm not just saying that. Like, seriously, like the stuff that he puts out. Like, when he told me he did all the Steadfast stuff, I was like, no way, because it's legit. I thought he like hired someone professional. I guess he is a professional.
Right. Yeah. So that's rad. So yeah, definitely check him out, and also help us out as well by liking and sharing this, because seriously, we the whole reason, we talked a little bit about this in the talk with Matt, like, the whole reason why we did this is so we could get bands that we like, bands that catch our attention, new bands, old bands, all of that. We just wanted to get the music out there for other people to hear and to enjoy, and to like, and Wiley and I, and even Steven and the other Steven that comes on sometimes.
Even Steven.
We're all about like talking about mental health and having a positive aspect and helping things that help out with that. And music is a big deal for us when it comes to helping out our mental health. So all these bands that we listen to, you'll hear us talk about that too. And that's why we did it. We want to get these artists out to you so you can check them out and go like, oh yeah, like I want to listen to this too, or I want to check out Steadfast, or I want to, stuff like that. So that's why we're here.
Yeah. Speaking of the other Steven, I'm not sure how much he's going to be on anymore.
Which I can kind of understand because of him, which we're not going to talk about on this episode. Maybe
we are going to talk about it.
We're going to. Episode. We're going to. Future.
We're going to. It's happening.
And maybe we can get him to come back to kind of share. He won't. Okay.
No.
Well, but here, honestly,
it was sort of traumatizing for him.
I can imagine. Yes, it was traumatizing for all of us, but a little bit more for you too.
Yeah.
For you and Steven DeFalco, yes. But we can't really say a whole lot about that yet.
We could say that we're doing an episode.
We are doing an episode.
Let's say this.
Okay.
We're doing an episode about something crazy that happened to us, right?
Yes.
That we had a guest on and it just went completely kick you in the mouth sour on everyone.
Yes.
And 3 parties lawyers were involved, and there was talk of possibly us getting sued for something that we didn't do, but then that got squashed really quickly after sharing some screenshots of some messages that some band members.
Are we even supposed to say any of this? Are we allowed to say any of this?
Yeah, we're going to talk about it in the episode.
Okay, all right.
We're not saying band names. We're not saying people. So basically, in this episode, we're going to drop. It's called The Quarrel, and we're not going to name any of the. We're not going to name the band. We're not going to name the people. We're going to say, band from the '80s, and then we're going to say the original member and then the former member, and we're not going to say anybody's name.
No,
we're not going to say nothing that they're involved with. We're just going to talk about our experience and how everything went down.
Right.
So that's going to be coming up in the summer.
Yes. And which this episode is dropping at the beginning of the summer, so it'll be soon.
Yeah, it'll be soon after this. Maybe 2 or 3 episodes after this.
Yeah. We kind of
give it a little bit of time.
Yeah, and the main reason why we're giving it time is because it was so traumatizing. It wasn't like, we're not even joking. Like, we're laughing about it right now, but in the midst of all of it, it was not.
It wasn't fun. No. It was basically, it was a waste of time, a waste of energy, and definitely put some mental stress on us.
Right.
It's Steven DeFalco I'm talking about. Not Steven Scope, not the Encyclopedia of Hardcore. He's coming back. He's going to be back with us on the show.
Right.
On the review shows like normal, but it didn't go well. That didn't leave a good taste in his mouth. Everything that went down. He said he still considers us all family and friends. He didn't say he wasn't going to be on it, but
right. But no, I understand. Trust me. Like
I can tell.
Yeah, I understand.
I understand too.
But hey, on a brighter note, because we don't want to go too, because we want to save some of it.
Yeah.
But on a brighter note, we are in the month of June, which means we're pretty far into the hockey playoffs by now.
Yes.
So, like, this is a snapshot for us, a snapshot into the future. Who do you think's there right now?
Oh gosh, you and I already talked. I know. I already talked about this.
Would we have made it to the finals yet by this time?
What is it now? It's May.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So who do you think it is?
I don't want it to be these teams, but I think Florida is going to end up playing the Canes for the division, and I think the Canes are going to win that, and then I think it's probably going to be the Canes. Oh gosh, I don't know. Seattle's doing really. This is so hard. Do
you want to hear mine first?
Yeah,
I think it's going to be Kraken Panthers in the finals.
Really, that's who you think?
I think it's who I think. I think Kraken Panthers in the final. That's who I want. But at the same time,
I think Canes and Kraken.
Yeah.
And I think Canes are going to take it. And I think I'm going to be super upset.
Yeah, me too.
I would so rather the Kraken take. I would love it if they won.
Oh, yeah. What is this, their second year or third year?
Second year, yeah.
Second year. Yeah.
I would love it.
That'd be rad. I would too. Didn't Vegas do that when they first came in? Wasn't it their second year they won it or third year?
They did not win. They made it to the.
But they made it.
Yeah. They made it. They didn't win though. That I don't know. I hate this. Every team that I want to win right now is not winning except for the Krakens. So it kind of pisses me off.
Honestly, there's only like when I look at who's left, there's only Seattle. That's really who I like dig. I know there's someone.
What about the McDavids? You don't care about the Oilers?
No.
And this is crazy because this is like a time capsule.
I know it's a time capsule
because it's going to come out when we pretty much know who won or who's in the Stanley Cup. Yeah, this is kind of weird.
But New Jersey, I know our buddy Mark.
They're not going to
win
New
Jersey, but
they're not going to win.
Sorry, Mark. We're here at the other side of it, and we can be honest with you. It didn't happen.
Yeah. No. I would love New Jersey to win too. Not because I like New Jersey, because I never thought I would, but like Mark, our hockey buddy, loves New Jersey. And like coming to think about it, like I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan, as we talked about in the interview. And and I love, that they love hockey, and they put like in Comic Book Men, like Walt Flanagan wore all the New Jersey Devils hat and jersey. And, even Jay and Silent Bob, Jay wears the New Devils jersey in Clerks 3, and they love hockey and they love their New Jersey, and so I'd be cool with it. It's not gonna happen, but I'd be cool with it.
So we can be let's if we were gonna have an official like Coffee and Hardcore two teams, we're gonna say the Kraken and the Canes.
I would say so, and I would love for the Kraken to win because rip my eyes out if the Canes win.
Right.
Like I do not want them. The Panthers or the Canes.
So we'll see. And here's the cool thing is like we'll actually record a review episode.
Yeah, which we're going to talk about hockey too.
Right, and it'll be closer. Like that one that we do in June will be closer to when all of it's taking place. So we'll be able to test ourselves to see if we actually made it.
Oh, you're talking about an episode with Mark is coming on to talk about it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so
is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Like later, later on. So
that would be cool. But we're also recording one at the end of May that's coming out like almost a week later that we're going to talk about hockey with also.
Right.
So which is going to be coming out.
Right.
And it's going to be coming out sooner than this one.
Right.
So that's kind of weird.
Right. But it will have I guess we'll see how this goes.
Yeah. I'm not super happy about this playoffs.
No.
As everyone knows, I'm a Red Wings and a Boston fan, and Boston pretty much got murdered by the Panthers. I wouldn't say murdered, but it was a huge, probably one of the biggest upsets of the last 20 years.
They were up like what?
They were up 3-1 in the series.
Yeah.
They just get so here's my prediction on that. Like, I think this new coach, which God bless him, man, awesome coach, like broke NHL records. This is the best team in NHL history to this point.
Right.
Regular season wise, right? And I think he got caught up in numbers because people who watch hockey know that once you make the playoffs, that's what matters. Like your regular season shit doesn't matter anymore. And all these other teams started resting their star players. He didn't rest anybody.
Right.
I think Marchand maybe took like a game off to rest, but like Bergeron, he got injured in that last game against the Canadiens, and so did Hallmark, and it definitely carried into the playoffs, and it was bad. Bergeron didn't even play for until the last two games, and I think he got numbers hungry and wanted to be like this ultimate team. But the problem with that is no one cares now because they got kicked out in the first round, and they blew a 3-1 lead.
Right, dude. The Bruins fans are brutal.
They're too brutal.
Man, they're brutal. Like wow.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Like,
yeah.
like the Minnesota Wild got kicked out and like all their fans were like, we'll get it next year, even though they never make it past the first round.
Right. Even Colorado's
fans were
last year. They were like, we'll get him next year, guys. And not Boston.
they knew that Colorado though was a very injured team, so it wasn't even the same team.
Yeah.
But I'll say it did bum me out because I'm a huge Bertuzzi fan. He's probably my favorite hockey player who came over from the Red Wings to Boston. And he's probably honestly not going to be back next year because of salary cap issues. And Bergeron, let's be honest, he's probably going to retire. If he doesn't, this will definitely be his last year next year.
Right.
And it's not going to be the same Boston team. It sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted them to play the Islanders. Why? My God, why? Because, dude, the Panthers they were underrated. Like I hate them so much.
Right.
Not just because they're from Florida, but also because they kicked the Bruins out. But like,
dude,
the Bruins were worn out, man. They were worn out.
Like
they were slow.
Like we've talked for like it's been a couple years now, more than a couple. Yeah. And you have sworn more in the hockey chat over Florida than I've heard you swear in any other moment. And let's just be honest, we all swear a lot.
Hashtag fuck Florida.
Yes. Like I have been laughing so much. Like,
I can't stand that team.
It's been good. It's been good for my mental state.
I think I say fuck Florida like 30 times a day.
Yes.
In that chat, and then everyone else says "Go Devils."
Right. The funny thing is like you just.
I mean it though.
Yeah, you hate the teams from Florida, the state of Florida.
Yes,
like
everything about Florida.
I think most of the country hates Florida, but you really hate Florida.
Oh, really hate it. Like I told you before, my grandma offered to fly our family to see her in Florida, and I was like, pass. But the cool thing about that is that she lives in the UP where I grew up during the summer, so we go and visit her in the summer.
Right. So you don't diss her. You just don't go to Florida.
Right. But I'll be honest, if she lived in Florida full time, I wouldn't go.
You wouldn't go. Sorry, Nana.
Sorry, I gotta stand for something here. You can come here. I ain't going to Florida.
Oh man. Yeah.
Exactly.
We should probably
Let's wrap this up. You know what though? I noticed you're wearing an Up the Pups t-shirt.
I am wearing an Up the Pups shirt.
Yeah, I didn't notice that until my rant.
Wore to work today, and every single day my boss, every time I wear it, my boss goes, "Up the Pups, yeah? What's that about?" I'm like, I just told you what it's about like 2 weeks ago.
I tell you every day I wear it.
Like every time I wear it, I'm telling you what this is about.
That's funny.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right. Take us out of here.
All righty. Until we meet again.
Skull crack in your face.
It's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm.
Okay, so we were wrong about our hockey predictions. It's Florida Panthers and Vegas Golden Helmets. You know what? Fuck you, Florida. Go Vegas.